Hello and welcome to another Let's Play Minecraft episode of Rocket World. Today we've got several projects around the island to take on, and the theme is about making things more accessible and moving around. So we're going to be doing a lot of building today. So let's jump in and get started. Okay, we're starting here, and the first of the bigger projects that we want to do today is over here. Let's have a look and see if we can find it. So this path is taking us right to the very edge of the island, and there is the mainland, and at the moment we have to swim across, but I think it would be a good idea to have a bridge going across there. And I've always wanted to get a horse, and I've never found a horse on the mainland, and I don't think they spawn on the island at all, so that might be something else that we can do if we have time, but certainly if we're going to have a horse we'd need to have a way of getting across here easily. So that is project number one, and let's make our way over to the next. Here we are on the east side of the island, and there's our tower that we built a few episodes ago, and this is our next project here. This is quite a useful little cave to go down into, but at the moment getting down there is a bit of a strange way of doing things. It's useful for going and getting mobs and materials out and things like that. So I'd like to build a decent staircase that goes up and down, perhaps in the same similar style that we've got to the rest of the buildings going around here. So that is project number two. And the other projects that we're going to tackle today are going to be things like sorting out the paths, making sure there's plenty of flowers and things going on around here, bushes, and sorting out a few other little bits and pieces as well, so smaller jobs. We'll have a talk about those as we come across them. One thing I do want to do as well is that we're kind of running out of space in our starter house here. So what's happened is some of the newer workstations that I have created have gone in this little workstation area here. And I would like to turn that into a little sort of shed or hut, I think, that we can use. I think that would be quite a nice idea. Again, in a similar sort of style to this. I'm not sure whether we use as many mud bricks, or mud blocks should I say, as we will on this one, because it's quite a small structure, and at the moment there's not a lot of space for the mud blocks themselves, so I'm not quite sure how we're going to play this one, but we'll do something with that as well. Here we are at job number one, and I think we'll start off with the bridge, and perhaps we'll start it roughly here, like that, and then the bridge is going to come up and over. It's got to be at least 2 blocks high, so we're going to need to have something. I wanted to make it 3 blocks wide as well. Let's have a look. What have we got here? Maybe we have these to get up to the right height. Making this up as I go along, so I've got really no idea what I want. Do that. I'd like to save that, but I can't use shears or anything yet. We're still on wooden tools, so unfortunately that has to bite the dust. Is it nearly the end of the day? It is, isn't it? Yes. I wanted something like stone for that, so let's grab that. If we chuck that in there, we can get some stone brick stairs, a little bit like the stuff that we've had before. And then obviously we want to build these up at the back, something like that. And then I think what we'll do is after this one we'll have a couple of slabs going up, building it up slowly to get some height, and then we'll do the same on the opposite bank and see what sort of span we need in between. Here we are, this is what we've got at the moment, and I think the start shape is okay. But as for support, I'm wondering whether we might need a couple of pillars on about roughly where it ends at the moment, just to support the main structure. So I think I might have a go at doing that, put some more of these mud block pillars in, and we will see what that does to the structure, see if it makes it look any better. So let's have a look and see. So we're going to need to be, what have we got? So do we want it here, or just, perhaps we just want to go, oh, I haven't got any more of those. Let's use a temporary block there. I want to go there and then come down. Oh, that's handy that you can see the outline. Something like that. So let's have another temporary block in there and then come down like that again. And what we'll do is we'll take those temporary blocks out. We'll need those. And how does that look? I'm not convinced, actually. I am not convinced. I think what we might do, it might be alright to have them sort of coming up to the surface of the water and providing a foundation. But I think they look too bulky for the shape of the bridge at the moment and the size of it. So I'll have a play around and see what I can come up with. I've made myself some tough blocks, so let's have a look and see what we can do with these. I've got those, I've also got these here. I won't be able to do a jump up on that, will I? No. Can I do that? Yes, I can. And we'll have to come back to that in a minute. Let's come up and do this one as well. Oops. Went right on the top. And let's have a look. So a couple of those. And then what we'll do is we'll pop up the top. I think I have to get rid of these as well. And we'll pop those here. And I wonder what they're going to look like from over here. Let's have a look. I did get another couple of stone slabs that we can put under. Oh, that's a bit better. Yeah, I much prefer it to those. Yeah, and I think the stone slabs, what we'll do is we'll have those going along the underside here, like that. Okay, that needs a little bit of work as well, so I'll have a think about what we're going to do there, because that doesn't really intersect very well with that. Yes, because that's at an interesting height. It's a lower half slab there, so I'll have to have a play with that. Right, here is my solution. So as you can see, we have one of those, and then we put one of those on there, and then one of those on top. That looks a little bit more sturdy and a little bit more realistic. So let's do that on the other side, and we'll pop the... if I can get to it. Nope. We'll pop the wall blocks on top when we've done that. So that one there. That goes up there, that goes up there. I might have these one block higher actually, because I think it might be quite nice to have some chains running along here, something like that. They could even go higher again still and then have lanterns on. That might be quite nice. What do you think? Do you think I should do that? Yes, you do. Right, okay. We might have to do that. Right, let's grab... I don't have too much of the tuff left, so let's have a look. So we want to do... Was it for... Did I say we were going to do just one more lot of that? Let's see, we can have the chains going along there, but we're going to need another one to go up to go and get the lanterns on the top, aren't we? So we're going to need a bit more tuff again. Ooh, not too much left now. Never mind, we can always go and do a little bit more mining. There's still a few bits of tuff left in the area that I've been mining. Right, okay, so we're going to need some chains going across there, and I've got to do something with these instead of having the mud blocks, so that will have to be worked on as well. Now, I've just been down here mining a little bit of tuff because I need a few more bits, and I was thinking to myself, what on earth is wrong with this deep slate? But that's not deep slate, is it? Yeah, we have found a geode. That's really nice. Wow, let's have a look inside and see what we can get. That was a really good find. So we haven't got a geode down in this area. Oh, a bit of a cave on one side as usual. Oh, can I get back out? Yes, I can. Yeah, always make sure you can get back out, especially when you don't have anything other than leather armor and tools. And make sure you don't cut away the blocks that are going to grow the amethyst for you. Right, I need some torches. Oops, there we go. Yes, we have some torches. There it is, a bit of a cave over. Oh, look at that, diamonds. We can't mine those at the moment. We can blast them out, as we have done in previous episodes, but we can't mine them. Anyway, this is a really good little find, actually. So I shall get back to my tough mining, but are these ready to be harvested? They are. I've got fortune, so yeah. Oh, actually, can you even break them with that silk touch? Let's have a go. Oh, you can. Okay, so if I want the whole ones, I can silk touch them. If I want the amethyst shards, I can. Oh, meant to do that. Oh, that was a good amount. I can fortune them as well. So, oh, that is an unexpected find and a very pleasant surprise. Right, well, I'll get some more tuff, and then we'll get back to work on that bridge. Here we go. We have sorted out the bridge. We did manage to get a few mud blocks in there, which keeps in theme with the rest of the builds. And I managed to go and get some more iron for chains along here, because that consumed rather a lot of chains, all this lot. So that's all done. So that means that this part of the project is complete. So we can tidy up our bits and pieces here. Perhaps need to blend it in a little bit better with the path here, but I'll do that at some point soon. I've put in a few alternative blocks and things that make it look a little bit, it breaks up the texture a little bit on the top here. I could perhaps go a little bit further than that as well at some point. I haven't done the lamps yet. I'm going to wait in a couple of weeks. Another drop's going to come out, and we'll have all of the new copper lamps come through. So I'm waiting for that to come out, because when the copper tools and armour come out, I think that's going to be the time when we finally say thank you and well done to our wooden tools and upgrade to copper. Now we have a brief interlude, because while I was getting some iron from my iron farm, I found a horse. So I am over here, hopefully, to see how quick it was. I did tame it and left it behind. It took ages to tame it. I didn't have any wheat on me. So let's have a look and see if it's any good. Right, we'll chuck that on. I'll spare one just in case. It's reasonable, isn't it? Yeah. It's not the fastest, but certainly it could be a lot slower. Oh, that's awfully tempting, you know. Right, let's give this one a try. Oh, there's another one over there as well. Right, how are you? Oh, now you do seem a bit slow. Right, let's have a go. Yeah, I don't think we'll be keeping you, unfortunately. Thank you for letting me try, though. How about you? You don't seem overly fast either. Let's have a look. Nope. You seem a little bit more difficult to tame. Right, well, I'll tame this one and we'll see which is the faster horse. Well, it seems to me that the first horse was by far the quickest, I think. Yes, I think this is the one that's worth having, isn't he? Yeah. So what we do is we take him back to the boat and head back to our island. Right, coming for a swim. Let's go. With our new horse safely stored back at base, we can head off and have a look at our next project, which is going to be the staircase down into the mine. So I've put all the stuff over here ready to go. As you can see, all we need to do is work out what we are going to do with this. Well, I think this bit's going to be straightforward. It's a case of widening it all out and making a nice staircase going down. Do I want to better see everything as I go down? It might be nice actually. So another 3 wide staircase, what do you reckon? I reckon it's going to be interesting. There's no particular reason for it needing to be 3 wide, but it seems to be the way we've been going with the other bits and pieces, so I think I might do that and be consistent. The other thing to think about now is, of course, now we've got a horse, we don't have anywhere to keep it. We can't keep it tied up outside the house. So we might go and have a look up in the tower and see if there's somewhere that we can build a little stable around here. Somewhere like here or just through the trees over there. That'd be another thing that we can see from the top of our tower over there. Oh, didn't even get to him. Right, so I'm going to do a bit of digging and then we'll see what this staircase looks like. Now I've had a little bit of a change of heart on this project, and it's because we've got lots of 3 high staircases. I thought maybe we'll have a 2 high one for a change. So that is what I have changed it into, mainly because I just want to change things up a little bit from time to time. So I'm going to make this, instead of going spiralling round here, I'm going to have it coming straight back down in that direction over there. So I need to make another landing like this, and then this will start coming down here like this, I think. So let's have that under there, and then we'll take out these, and the steps are going to come down here again like that, slowly. Right, so I'm going to carry on doing these, and then we'll start putting some stairs in and see what that looks like. There we go, that looks a little bit better. So it'd be nice once we get these as stairs, stair blocks going in here, and what we'll do is we will work out what sort of pattern we want. Now I'd like to use combination again because we've been using things like the jungle wood, occasionally tough, although that's mainly for the trial chamber, but also a little bit of stone. So what have we got in here? We've got a little bit of tough. We've got stone bricks, which I think we might use. And I think, oh yeah, we've got lots of jungle since I tore out the roof of the tunnel down to the trial chamber and put in a lot of stone. So what are we going to do here? So I'm going to overlay these on top of the grass here. I'm not going to take out another level. We could do a checkerboard pattern like this, but I think that's a little bit obvious. So what I might do is, sometimes I quite enjoy, oh, I haven't got very many of those. So if I do that, and then have the stone bricks every, I don't know, 5th one that we've got, just so it provides a little bit of differentiation in the block palette as we go down. So I'm going to make some more stone bricks and start doing that, and we'll see what it looks like. We might need to put a little bit of maybe oak in here as well with the jungle wood, just to break it up a little bit. So I'm going to get on with that now. Here we are with a little bit of a progress update. We have some stairs going all the way down and all divided up as expected. And I've put in some ceilings as well. I'm thinking about lighting now, and I might have sort of little recesses every now and again, maybe every 5 blocks like here, and put in a torch or something like that, so that we can do things like that. And let's have one over here, so that will go in here. Is that right? I don't know what height it was now. Something like that, and obviously there's going to be one down here, probably at about, what do you think about this level? Is that a bit high? I'm not sure. Depends on where you're standing, I suppose, doesn't it? But I don't have any more torches. Oh, I've got a little bit of coal. Oh, that's not coal. So one of those, and we'll make some torches quickly. and we'll pop that in there. And let's see, so the block we're standing on is 2 lower down. That's about 1, isn't it? So maybe this one needs to be a little bit lower. So let's take out that block. And I think we'll put that back in there for the time being. Now we've got to do the same going down here. So that would be that block. So maybe I'll put that in there. And that can go in there. Oh, sometimes my mouse wheel skips the block that I want to go to. So yeah, it's not very helpful. And the next one would be down here somewhere. So I think that would be a good idea. That looks a bit odd there, that gap, so I might just pop that in there. Yeah, I think that looks a bit better. Now I've got to do something with these walls. I'm not sure whether to leave them as stone, but I think probably at the end of the day not. On this side certainly I'd like to have something a little bit more in keeping with the rest of the world here. But certainly this side, we'll put something on here, but this I will leave all sort of natural, I think. So you might not see much from the outside, but you will see something on the inside here. Let me have a think about that, and then we'll have a look and see what we've done. Okay, here we are, and it is a bit of time later, quite a fair bit of time, and I have done some work in here, putting in some details running along the walls here, as well as tidying up our little areas for illumination. I'm going to put some lamps in here, but I'd like to do the copper lamps when they come out in a couple of weeks. So I'm not doing too much with the torches at the moment, but it is starting to look a little bit more finished around here. And talking of finished, as we come up and out of here, we have a little workstation area where we can work with picks and some materials here, and also some material storage, because every time you come out of doing mining and caving, there's always a whole load of cobble and stuff that you don't want to take back to your base. So these we can drop off here for a later date. And we got a little arch as well taking us through, and if we go up there in a minute we'll be able to see that this is now visible from there. There were a few trees here, so I'll have to replant, but it is looking a bit tidier and a bit easier to see what's going on. From up on top of our tower at the centre of the island, we can now see quite clearly where the beginning of the cave entrance is, and that lines up with all of the other landmarks that we've got, including the gate which is over there. And now the bridge, there was a big tree growing here, and I've moved that over here so that we can see the bridge over there. And our next project, that leads us right onto that, and that is going to be a stable, I think. So that looks like a good little area there that connects quite easily with a lot of the areas of the base. It spreads out the buildings a little bit as well. We've got something over there, something there, something here, over there. So it's sort of pulling together all of the aspects of this half of the island. Although, to be honest, we have a lot of area over here where we haven't touched yet. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do over here. If you do have any ideas, you're welcome to put them in the comments and let me know. But for the time being, I think I'm going to go and build a pen for our horse. We have a rough area marked out here for our stable, and stable, or maybe just even just a pasture or fenced off area, I'm not quite sure. Although I would like to have some sort of structure with a roof on, so that well, things like lightning can't strike. That's going to be quite useful, I think. Now I do have a little treat for our horse here, and that is I went over to our leather worker and I bought him some leather armour. So I'm not sure it's exactly the right colour. Oh, actually, not too bad. It's not too bad. So at least we match now when it comes to leather armour. So that's a good start, a good step in the right direction. I think we might need to tidy up just the beginning entranceway here a little bit, and have something that comes down here and connects to the path. I've also noticed I'm going to have to make some of these little pathways a little bit taller, and some of them a little bit wider as well, because some of the paths are quite narrow and not very high. And of course we're going to be up a lot higher when we're riding our horse around the island. Now I would like to use a little bit more, oh, where has it gone? Oh, tough here, just on the corners potentially. Maybe an entranceway as well, just to provide some structure here, I think. And then we're going to use our favourite jungle just to make a little bit of a structure in there. So I think I'd like some fences in here as well. I'm wondering whether I might just put this in. Oh, it doesn't connect, does it? Okay. Might have to rethink that a little bit. But we're going to have an entrance here. But I think again we might use the tough for that. Perhaps should we have a different style? Let's have that for the time being and see. We don't want to have it too big, but I believe that's going to be big enough for him to get through, but not to walk out by himself. Because that width, if I ride him, I can ride him through, but he cannot navigate out that size by himself. So all I need is some fences put up here, and that should keep him from escaping, hopefully. So let's make a few fences. I'm going to need quite a few sticks. So where are we on sticks? And only 6 fences. Perhaps we need a bit more. Where's the wandering trader? Has he left his llamas floating around again? Right, okay, let's get the fences in. I wonder if they're going to connect. Oh, they don't connect either. Okay. And these look a bit bulky, actually. Yeah, I'm not keen on that. I think we may have to compromise and... Actually, if we go down, if we use the fences down low, we don't need to go up high, do we? Because he won't be able to get over the fences there, so that's okay. I'm not overly happy with the lack of connections, but it should work. So let's put that together. So if we get this done quickly, then we can concentrate on doing the roof. We can always come back to this and amend it at a later date. So let's see how we get on. Right, so we'll break that. Come on in, let's get you in and see if you can get out. Right, there we go, he can get in, but can you get out? And I don't believe he can. So I'm going to have a think about what we're going to do on the roof, and it may be just a case of some slabs connecting up to the tough blocks here. I'll have a think about that. Here we are. I think the stable is almost done. I've got a chain here for a lantern, of course, which I'll probably make when the copper lanterns come out. But I've done a bit of terraforming around here, a bit of decorating. I think we just need a few bushes on this side here. I don't know, something like that maybe. And then we could do a little bit of bone mealing around here as well. Oh, hang on. Let's grab a few more bones. Get a bit more done. Put that up there. I think this area is pretty much done. I'm not entirely convinced with this at the moment, but I think as we've got so many projects going on, I will have to leave it at that for the time being. And now I want to go and have a go at the little external workshop that we got going on over here. So let's go and have a quick look at it. So it was down here, just outside our main starter house. And let me have a look. I think we might extend it a little bit on this side. So we've got a little bit of space there. That will give us a chance to put a couple of these blocks in there. I think I'll get rid of this. I don't think we need that anymore. That was just our bamboo source, just like these here. And we might try, I don't know if I'll move it out one more on this side. Maybe not, I'm not sure. But we will put some sort of structure in here. But I'll probably keep these as walls for the most part. I'm wondering whether I can put a door in there. Well, let's have a build and see what happens. I've been and got myself some extra blocks, including some more jungle wood because I was nearly out, and I think we might stick a block down there like that, and we might have, that's actually coarse dirt down there, so I might save that for another occasion. And let's see, we probably want just to stick some dirt in there. Oh no, if we have a path block in here, we probably want to have that underneath so it doesn't show up. Likewise, we ought to take that one out really, hadn't we? Let's do that. Oh, I did that totally wrong. Right, let's start again. Let's do that. Right, there we go, that's better. Something like that, right? I can have a doorway in there. I think that was supposed to be a path block, so we'll have that. Although the door, if we have a door, that may not work. Now, do we have any of these in our inventory? No, not at the moment. Okay, so we can make some of those over here. Some nice trapdoors. Let's get a few going. 6, that'll do. Don't want that there, want that there. Right, because I think what we'll do is, that's going to have to go unfortunately. That can go there. Oh, do we want them on that side? It's getting a bit narrow down here, isn't it? Do we want a trapdoor there? I was hoping so. Not sure how I feel about that. That may have to go back if I get fed up with it. But anyway, yeah, I'd like to move this back 1 square, I think. So if I take out all of these, I hope you noticed there that there was a bit of variation in the texture palette with an oak trapdoor mixed in amongst all the others. So let's do that. That's probably not the easiest way of doing that. That's going to have to move. Let's put that oak or should we put let's put some mud in this corner. There we go. We can get rid of that. And what we'll do is we'll have that one in there. And then where's the oak one gone? Yeah, we'll have that on there. Provide a bit of variation again. Oh, we've got a gap here, haven't we? Okay, I'll have a think about that while I'm making up some more trapdoors and working out if we just move that across one. I've got the last few trapdoors and we're going to have to kill off some more of the vegetation though. It's unfortunate because it leaves a sort of a blank line there, doesn't it? Which is a bit of a shame. But that's part of the course when you're using trapdoors for your walls. Yeah, putting these down is going to be fun, I think. Yeah, I can't do it like that. I'd have to demolish the tree, which I don't particularly want to do. Can we do that? There, we've got that one done. Can we do this one from here? Oh, let's try crouching. I thought it might. I suppose we could try doing it like this. Hey, there we go. Right, okay, so we have that sort of arrangement. And we've got some doors. I think we're going to need to put it down on this side, and I'm sure that's going to convert that. Oh, it didn't. Ooh, I didn't know you could put doors on path blocks. Oh, that's pretty handy. Right, okay, so we have... Of course, there's an item frame there, isn't it? It won't want to move. Right, there we go. So we've got some sort of little basic work area. Now what we need is a little roof going over the top. So I'm not sure how we're going to do that, but I'll have a think. Here is my plan, and what's going to happen is we're going to have these brick blocks like we've got on here, and it's just going to be a sort of lean-to roof like that, sort of that shape, sloping down towards the water and then going around the sides here. So I need to load more of these blocks, and then the rest of the roof is going to be filled in between with this sort of palette of oak and birch. So let's have a look and see what we can do quickly. I think we need a whole load more of these. Let's start off with about 10. So these are going to come along here like that. And then the other materials, that's jungle. So we've got some oak there. So the oak's going to come along there, and then we're going to mix in, let's see, some of this as well, like this. So there'll be the occasional bit of birch as well. So I'm going to get on with that and see what we can do. I have just spotted the wandering trader, and I want to see what he's got, because I need some vines, because I can't cut vines because I don't have shears. We're not using metal tools. We'll have that though. Yeah, I don't have any of those, so that will be an extra flower for the collection. Right, but no vines unfortunately, so yeah, bring me some vines. Right, let's have a look and see what we've done. So we've got a roof on. It's a little bit janky in places. I've made it a little bit uneven, which I thought worked quite well. We've got the door sorted out, we've got a wall sorted out there. It's looking a little bit more spacious. We've got a little bit of space here for some more bits and pieces. This wall here I'm not happy with at the moment. So if we come through here, it's just a big wall of trapdoors at the moment. And I'm not that keen on that. So I'm going to try and do something with that, try and smarten it up a bit. And I think I'll try and put this flower somewhere as well. Perhaps we'll put it here, because we hardly ever get any nice flower. Looks quite a lot darker in this shadowy area. Anyway, there we go, that'll do for the time being. I'll probably make some copies of that later. Right, let's have a go and see what we can do with this. I have a solution for this wall, and that was to put in some windows like we have in here, and then perhaps finish these off like this, especially on the corners. Although I knew that was going to go wrong. Do we really want them on these ones? Perhaps it'd be nice to leave it just there with just the mud for a change. Maybe. Anyway, this was an interesting change, and was difficult to arrange actually, with these on the inside here and on the inside here, because that means that we could put flower pots on the outside of here. The only problem was I ran out of flower pots, so the only thing I can do is get some of these decorated pots from the trial chamber and smash them up. Yeah, I don't usually do things like that, but we need a couple of flower pots, so there we go, and we've got a couple of bricks left over. Right, so we can put those on there, and then we can start thinking about, well, we can have one of those as that, and I think I might do a quick clone of this. Where's the best place to do that? Somewhere that's not been decorated. Oh, everywhere's been decorated. No flat spaces anywhere. We'll make one. Oh! Yeah, nearly fell in there. Right, okay. We'll still do it, Right, and won't get very much coverage. Oh, that wasn't bad. A bit more than I was expecting. Right, there we go. That's got us a few to get started with. And I might leave that there actually, so I can clone other flowers when I need to. And that does mean that we can put one of our first orchids in there. It is an orchid, isn't it? A blue orchid, yes. Right, that's good. So that is that done. It does need a little bit of lighting, so obviously those copper lanterns when they come out are going to be useful. But I think we need another one of these in here. I don't have any torches at the moment. I don't have any coal on me, so I will put a torch down in here temporarily, and then this one will be done. There we go, with a little bit of planting around it. It doesn't look too bad actually, so that's turned out much better than I thought it would actually. So there's not a great deal of space left inside here, but it's good enough to be getting on with, I think. I have completely run out of time, so I'll have to work on the paths at a later date. I'm going to blame the horse for this, as I'll need more time to open up all the paths so that I can ride around more easily without getting stuck in the trees. However, we have got a lot of stuff done today, and slowly our island is taking shape and starting to look a little bit more lived in. Thank you all for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. So, have fun, and see you later.